Hi, I'm Brent Weaver from New Zealand, but I'm a member of OMS's team working in Ukraine. But presently I'm in Budapest with the OMS team working here. I first worked with OMS as part of a short-term missions team for 1 year in Russia. I loved it so much that I went back for another 10 years, starting in 1996. After working for about 10 years in Russia, I moved to Ukraine in 2009 and began working in a ministry, making disciples amongst Ukrainian young adults. My first thoughts when Russia threatened to move into Ukraine is complex. This is not a new thing. In 2014, Russia invaded and annexed Crimea. I was in Ukraine at that time, so this new threat, like many Ukrainians, we didn't really think it was going to happen in the way that it has, with a full-blown invasion. I felt that maybe the Russian Federation would do something in the east where they had already been, where they had already invaded and were already working. But I didn't expect to see what we're seeing now. And my personal experience of getting evacuated left me with a lot of different emotions. My wife was actually studying in the UK, so I was happy to join her. Our organisation encouraged us to leave before the invasion actually started, but a lot of mixed emotions. I was leaving behind all of my Ukrainian friends who I knew were not maybe in a position to leave so immediately. I'm thankful that most of them are in safe places, though some are still in very, very difficult situations. So it is a mixture of emotions when you're leaving behind our home and our apartment with all of our things. So in a sense, we're refugees from this war, as many Ukrainians are. Working with the OMS team here, we have been in partnership with some other organisations here to transport food across the border to Ukraine. The pressure on the resources there is very great, and so getting food to them is very important. Our partners then distribute it to needy families and refugees in Ukraine. We're also transporting people back from the border who need help with transport to get to Budapest. Many of them are going on to places in Europe or staying in Budapest. Our team also organises some temporary accommodation for those refugees coming to Budapest. As a Christian believer, I believe that God answers prayers, and that would be a first thing I'd say. Please, you're a long way away, but if you're a person who prays, then please pray. Pray for the protection of Ukrainians, for the needs that they have, for God to show himself to them in strong ways. But there's also financial need. Sending physical products across from New Zealand is unrealistic, but there is a need for money to buy that food that we're sending across the border, to pay for the fuel, to maybe help even sponsor some families in difficult situations. So OMS has a way of doing that. So that could be a very practical way in which you could help Ukrainians.